Hello Bama fans! It's going to be wild in Alabama in 2025. Milroe is headed to the NFL. Is it Simpson's turn? Or will Kelen Russell take over as Bama's QB1? We can't forget about Mack. Lonergan is already gone. Before the news, subscribe to the channel to keep up with Bama news. Alabama football is once again facing a transition that promises to continue the Crimson Tide's tradition of excellence. Jalen Milroe's departure for the 2025 NFL Draft leaves a significant void, but it also creates an exciting opportunity for the talent waiting in the wings. And with Kalen DeBoer at the helm, there is well-founded optimism that the next generation of quarterbacks will not only maintain the level of excellence, but may redefine what is expected of the position in Tuscaloosa. Simpson, is it time for the veteran? For Simpson, that moment has arrived. After years of learning, the 2022 prospect, once one of the top prospects in the country, is positioned to take over. Simpson, with his accumulated experience and multifaceted skills, appears poised to turn potential into production. He's more than just a natural heir, he's someone who has already impressed coaches, including DeBoer, with his improvisational ability and passing ability. Simpson brings impressive high school numbers, but more importantly, he's a testament to what patience and development in an elite program can produce. While his stats at Alabama are still limited, his ability to run the ball and extend plays was a differentiator for DeBoer. He's not just a pocket quarterback, but a complete player who, if given the opportunity, can lead Alabama's offense with the consistency needed to compete at the highest level. Not to mention, he's been coached by Nick Saban before. Austin Mack, DeBoer's chosen one. On the other hand, there's Austin Mack, the player DeBoer brought with him from Washington. Mack is a quarterback who combines size, power and a sharp arm, attributes that made him one of DeBoer's first additions to Alabama. In his brief appearance against Mercer, Mack showed flashes of his ability, connecting on a beautiful touchdown pass to Rico Scott. His trajectory is a classic example of a player transitioning to a more demanding system. He has already demonstrated his ability to lead, as he did during his prolific high school career, and now he has the chance to prove that he can translate those skills to the college stage. With DeBoer's track record of developing quarterbacks, Mack could be a key piece in the Crimson Tide's immediate future. Kelen Russell, the rising star. Then there's Kelen Russell, one of the top prospects at the position in recent years. Not only is he one of the best quarterbacks in the 2025 class, but he also brings a tactical maturity that is rare for his age. Coming out of an elite program in Texas, Russell arrives at Alabama with impressive numbers and a reputation as a natural leader. His accuracy, athleticism and ability to read the game are qualities that could put him in contention for a starting job sooner than anyone thinks. DeBoer and his staff see in Russell the potential of a player who can shape the future of the program, much like Bryce Young did before him. For fans, the idea of such a promising talent already available is enough to renew their excitement for next season. A quarterback room stacked with talent. Alabama's 2025 quarterback room isn't just promising, it's a reflection of the recruiting and development work that the program has put into practice. With Simpson, Mack and Russell, the Crimson Tide have three players who could be starters for many other top programs in the country. That depth will be crucial, especially with the season opener against Florida State, an opponent that will surely test any gaps at the position. Kalen DeBoer will be tasked with deciding who will lead the offense. But one thing is clear, Alabama is in good hands. The future of the quarterback position in Tuscaloosa looks not only secure, but extremely bright. Milroe's transition to the next generation is not a cause for concern, but rather a cause for celebration, and we'll see how it goes. At the end of the video, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And someone on the coaching staff isn't coming back. Colin Hitchler's departure from Alabama's coaching staff marks the beginning of a new era for the Crimson Tide defense under Kalen DeBoer. After an underwhelming inaugural season, with a 9-4 record and a loss to Michigan in the Really Quest Bowl, the change was inevitable, signaling a search for strategic adjustments and improvements in defensive performance. Hitchler brings significant experience to Alabama coaching secondary teams, having worked for solid programs such as Wisconsin and Cincinnati for years. In his lone season in Tuscaloosa, he helped develop a defensive unit that showed flashes of competitiveness but also struggled in key moments. While he didn't have the transformative impact many expected, Hitchler leaves behind a legacy of hard work and dedication. His career before Alabama, including stints at South Alabama and Arkansas State, showed his ability to build and contribute in a variety of environments, but the Crimson Tide is demanding quick and consistent results, especially in a scenario where the pressure to return to the top of the SEC is constant. The 2024 season was, by Alabama standards, a setback. It was the first time since 2007 that the team failed to reach at least 10 wins, a record that dates back to Nick Saban's first year at the helm. That decline, however small, is unacceptable in Tuscaloosa, where the expectation is for national titles and not just positive seasons. The defense, in particular, struggled throughout the year. Despite some promising performances, there were lapses in key games that cost the team dearly. Hitchler's departure reflects the need to overhaul an approach that may not have been perfectly suited to the style and demands of DeBoer's program. With Hitchler gone, the question now is, who will be next to take over as defensive coordinator? DeBoer will need to bring in someone who not only has experience and a solid track record, but also aligns with the long-term vision for the team. The next defensive coordinator is likely to be someone who can rejuvenate the unit and maximize the abundant talent Alabama continues to attract in its recruiting campaign. Additionally, the coaching staff shakeup should be viewed as part of a larger effort to restructure and revitalize the program. DeBoer, in his second season, will be under an even greater microscope. The expectations from fans and the administration are clear: Alabama is not a place for prolonged rebuilding. With a promising quarterback room and the potential for significant defensive adjustments, 2025 presents itself as a reset season for Alabama. The opener against Florida State will be an immediate test for the revamped coaching staff and an opportunity to show that the lessons of 2024 have been learned. Hitchler's departure is just the first move in an offseason that will likely see more changes. In Tuscaloosa, it's not just about competing, it's about dominating. Kalen DeBoer and his team know this, so let's see how it goes. A longtime Bama insider is now on the coaching staff. The appointment of Vinny Sunseri as Jacksonville State's defensive coordinator marks the beginning of a new era for the Gamecocks under head coach Charles Kelly. Sunseri, a respected figure both as a player and a coach, brings a valuable combination of hands-on experience and tactical expertise. For Jacksonville State, this hire represents a strategic move that could elevate the program to a new level of competitiveness. A former safety at Alabama, Sunseri is a household name among Crimson Tide fans. His playing days were marked by defining moments, including his contribution to back-to-back national championship teams in 2011 and 2012. That winning foundation was expanded upon with his transition to the NFL, where he had stints with the Saints, Patriots, and 49ers. His experience as a player in systems led by greats like Nick Saban and Bill Belichick has shaped his approach to football, giving him a unique perspective on the discipline and execution required to win at the highest level. But it's his work as a coach that truly highlights his potential. During his time in Washington as the safeties coach, he helped shape a defense that finished among the best in the nation in passing efficiency metrics, proving his ability to immediately impact any program. Sunseri's relationship with Charles Kelly, which began during their time together at Alabama, is a key component of this hire. That familiarity provides a solid foundation for collaboration and strategic alignment. Additionally, Sunseri's history of working alongside some of the game's greatest coaches, including Sean Payton and his own father, Sal Sunseri, adds an extra layer of credibility to his appointment. Kelly was full of praise for Sunseri, calling him one of the brightest young coaches in the country. This confidence is not only a welcome statement, but also a clear message that Sinceri will be a central piece in the Gamecocks' revitalization plan. For Jacksonville State, Sinceri's arrival is more than just an addition to the coaching staff, it's a symbol of ambition. The program, under new leadership with Kelly, has demonstrated a clear commitment to attracting top-tier talent to build a solid foundation. Sinceri's experience in both the NFL and elite college football will be invaluable in developing players and implementing effective defensive schemes. The hire also sends a message to players and fans: Jacksonville State is not just looking to compete, but to establish its own identity as an emerging force in college football. Sinceri's energy and vision will be instrumental in that transformation. Sinceri's impact will be closely watched over the next few seasons, but expectations are already high. His track record of success as a player and coach, combined with his energy and dedication, suggests he is ready for this challenge. For Crimson Tide fans, seeing one of their own thrive in a new role is also a source of pride. As Jacksonville State enters this new phase under the leadership of Kelly and Sinceri, it's clear that the program is poised for a bright future. And with a defensive leader like Vinny Sinceri, the potential for immediate and sustained success is stronger than ever. Let's keep moving forward. Alabama in 2024 wasn't Alabama, don't you think? Talking about that again. The 2024 Alabama football season will go down in history as a time of transition and frustration. Under head coach Kalen Russell, the Crimson Tide finished the year with a 9-4 record, something that would be considered a significant accomplishment for most programs. But in the context of Alabama, where national titles are the norm, that performance fell short. DeBoer's first year brought significant challenges. Replacing Nick Saban, a living legend of the sport, is a daunting task, and DeBoer faced intense scrutiny from the start. Still, the season had its bright spots, like the convincing win over LSU and the dominant first half against Georgia. Those performances showed flashes of the team's potential, but offensive inconsistency and inexplicable losses to teams like Vanderbilt and Oklahoma overshadowed those accomplishments. The ReliaQuest Bowl loss to Michigan was the culmination of a mixed season. The offense showed little creativity or efficiency, while the defense struggled to keep the team competitive. For Alabama fans accustomed to unwavering success, this performance was a culture shock, raising questions about the direction of the program under the new leadership. Sector analysis. The offense was Alabama's weak spot in 2024. Under Jalen Milroe, the Crimson Tide showed explosiveness at specific moments, but was often unable to sustain consistent drives against organized defenses. Milroe's departure for the NFL leaves the quarterback room with big question marks for 2025. Finding stability and offensive creativity will be a priority for DeBoer and his coaching staff. Defense, B. The defense, while far from flawless, was the most reliable aspect of the team. The transition to Kane Womack's Swarm D scheme had its challenges, but the unit managed to deliver solid performances in several key games. Players like Malachi Moore and Jihad Campbell have led the way, but Alabama will need to find new defensive leaders to maintain this level of performance in 2025. Coaching. DeBoer's coaching staff has faced justified criticism for its lack of preparation in key games. The loss to Vanderbilt was emblematic of a team that seemed to underestimate its opponents, something rare under Saban's previous leadership. Despite that, DeBoer has shown basic competence and, with more time to implement his philosophy, could transform the program. The pressure will be even greater next season. DeBoer will need to rebuild the trust of the fans and, more importantly, shape an identity for Alabama post-Saban. With a quarterback room full of potential talent like Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, and Kelen Russell and a solid defensive foundation, there is reason for optimism. However, every mistake will be magnified by the shadow of a legacy of greatness. The 2024 season will not be remembered as a complete failure, but rather as a milestone that defines the beginning of a challenging era. DeBoer has a chance to prove he's the right man to lead the Crimson Tide back to the top. Fans can only hope that 2025 will be the year Alabama begins to rebuild its success. Now, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments.